So Sam, I know you're probably a bit miffed by your hair given the sequence of events that's required for you to win the championship. Does that mean you basically have no pressure on you this weekend and it's just all about racing as hard as you can?
Yeah, for me, to be honest, it's about securing third in the championship, and I'm not worried about their fight. I'm looking forward to hopefully watching it in my rearview mirror, if that's possible. Yeah, consolidating third in the teams, consolidating third in the drivers, here in my home city, where I was born, where I was brought up. It's an amazing place to come. It's sad that this is the final one in Battersea Park. However, I hope that in the near future we can rejoin this great city in Formary. I think it's an important event to have back on the calendar at some point in the near future. But for now, focus on this one. Like Lucas says, it's not the finale yet. We have two races, not just one. So there's a lot of points on the table yet to come. So I have an 18-point gap to fourth. Need to ideally make that more ready for Sunday.
After the performance of the car in Beijing, to have a win and 2 poles must count as a successful season.
3 poles. Thank you.
3 poles.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been better than what I thought it was going to be, for sure. We've shown more speed than what I predicted. It is difficult to extract the speed out, and my driving style has been somewhat flamboyant, and it's difficult to drive on the edge because it's so on the edge. I'm very close to walls most of the time, maybe sometimes too close actually, as we've seen over the course of the season. But I've enjoyed the year. 2 races to go. I'd really like to consolidate third. If I can maintain third, I think that's been a good season. DS are getting more and more involved now, and next year I hope that I can be a bit closer to the 2 boys sat next to me.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Jean-Paul, your team has had considerable success in championships across the world. Where does Formula E stand up against those championships?
Because it's new in technology, in racing all the times inside the cities, I think it's very exciting. It was very interesting because on the normal motor racing, I will say, we are used to the parameters, and after years, you get used to it and you get more relaxed. And with Formula E, as everything is new, the management, during the race, the management for the drivers, for the energy, and the uncertainty as well of the technology for the first year, may put us a lot of pressure. And so this is why it's a good challenge, and it's interesting for us because it's brand new. We are discovering plenty of new parameters that we have to battle with and to try to control them, but it's not always easy to do so. So all in all, also the ambience, on the circuit like this, for example, today in the middle of the park, just alongside the Thames, inside London, who could have thought about it before, like in Paris, in front of the Invalids. So, and the ambience, the proximity is totally different than when you are lost in the middle of the country in the circuit. So, I think it's a really, really interesting championship.
So you won the team's championship last year but missed out on the drivers. Does that make the drivers more of a priority this time, or is it like the same?
Both are our priorities. I think that both drivers next to me, the third one as well, but the 2 contenders are extremely good drivers. I think that both of them have a very good car, because I think that the Abt car is a very good one. I know that the driver has to make the effort in order to win a race, but without a good car, he's not going to make it, that's for sure. And I think that we have made a lot of progress, and perhaps we are a little bit quicker sometimes, but we are quicker as well on other times. And I think that as talking about the car's performance, I think that we are very close to each other, and the 2 drivers are very good as well. So it means that the battle will be at every detail, and very will be very, very close. And I just hope that, during qualifying, the weather will be okay for everyone, because otherwise, playing dices to win a championship, sportingly, it's a little bit awkward. And I hope that, it won't happen. And that's the most important. After, racing is racing. And I have no problem with what happens during the race. But, in qualifying, with the way we are qualifying here, and with this kind of weather, depending on the group where you are, I think last year it happened. It's a little bit difficult to digest.
Yeah, good luck, and especially if you get Group 3, this is like a battle.
Yeah.
Okay. So Hans Jurgen, you're a little bit behind in the Teams Championship. Does that mean you put more of a focus on trying to win the driver's title?
No, I think first of all I'm really happy that we came here, fight for the championship, for the driver championship and the team championship. But in the end, when you're here, you want to win it, and that's our goal. We are totally relaxed because we have not so much pressure, because in the beginning of season we are thinking what we can achieve, but now we are here to achieve the championships, and the team is really focused. Everybody is concentrated, and we know that we have a good driver. He knows everything about the track. You can hear it. Yeah. And we have to have fun. We have to show the people, spectators, a good race. And what Jean-Paul says, I hope we have fair conditions in qualifying, that really the best can be in front.
Last time out at Berlin, we had the situation where Daniel was ahead of Lucas with a couple of laps to go. Lucas was very chilled out about it. I imagine on Sunday, if the situation's the same, it might be a little bit more tense. Do you have a plan in place for how to deal with that?
Of course, we are a team. We will help each other. We have to fight against a very strong competitor, Renault. But we try to have it on a fair way. In the end, the goal is to bring Lucas in front, but I think he can do it by his own. And we will see. It's a tough race.
Well, all the best of luck.